Well, listen, I think a lot of the workforce shortages have to do with Biden, unfortunately, paying people to stay home and facilitating a culture of dependence on government. We as conservatives need to facilitate a culture of self-reliance and of independence. And one of the things that I believe separates the conservative movement and the individual liberty movement with the socialist movement, which is what Biden's trying to do to this country, is that empowerment of individuals. And so first and foremost, end all this like extended unemployment, end all the welfare benefits that people are using, unfortunately, in certain areas as a crutch. I mean, Biden is literally paying people to stay home and drink Mountain Dew and play video games when in reality, we should be empowering people to work. There are so many job opportunities here in the state, and I think it's important that the federal government not use our tax money to pay people to stay home when there's opportunities here in Ohio. Listen, this inflation is Biden's inflation. It is because of the runaway spending from Biden, Schumer, and Pelosi. When I was state treasurer, I helped take the state from an $8 billion budget hole to a $1 billion surplus. We did that by tightening our belts and cutting the budget. We also did it by instituting transparency. I put the state of Ohio's checkbook online, took $690 billion of state spending, everything from $2 for a pack of pencils to millions of dollars for road contracts and everything in between. And I put it online. I said the taxpayers have a right to know how the tax money is being spent. And I'm going to do the same thing in Washington. If we're going to stop inflation, you have to stop the runaway spending. And in order to stop the runaway spending, you got to shine bright lights on all the waste in government. And under this Biden administration, there is waste like never before. Well, there's so many things that need to happen. One of the problems in the healthcare industry today has been this mass consolidation. And I think the system is rigged against physician-owned practices and physician-owned hospital centers. And so anything we can do to create a opportunistic environment for physician-owned health centers and physician-owned practices, I think net will be good for patients and good for small businesses and big companies as well. On top of that, we have to ensure portability of health insurance. The fact that you can't buy health insurance across state lines is just insane to me, and I think it's a change that needs to happen. In order to encourage growth, we need to do everything we can to drive down tax rates. I don't believe in all these like carve-outs and handouts and tax pork. I think the best way to create a better environment for businesses of all sizes, and businesses throughout the state of Ohio is to lower tax rates across the board. And when you lower the tax rates, it is good for employers to hire more people. It's good for higher wages for employees, and net, it's good for the state of Ohio. Listen, I think the federal EPA and a lot of the federal agencies, unfortunately, they treat businesses here in Ohio and throughout the country as if the businesses are guilty until proven innocent. It's just wrong. They should view businesses as the core of the economy, American businesses, and do everything they can to give American businesses the benefit of the doubt, especially when you look at our energy here in Ohio. Here in Ohio, if you took our state, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania all together as a region, that region would be the third largest producer of natural gas in the entire world. We're sitting on a gold mine of natural gas. I call it a win-win-win. If we drill in a responsible way for all the natural gas we can, it'll provide jobs for our people. It'll bring down costs to power factories, which means you can hire more people and have higher wages, bring down the cost to heat our homes in the winter, and also it'll keep our country safe. It is a win-win-win. And I think just Biden's nuts where he wants to shut down the Keystone pipeline in the middle of America, trying to shut down the pipeline from Alberta, Canada to Michigan, enables the pipeline in Russia, and then he tells the American people, hey, we're going to depend on OPEC. Wait a second, OPEC? I mean, OPEC, these are radical Islamic regimes that would love to push America into the sea. And so I'm a big believer in the oil, gas, and coal here in Ohio and throughout America as assets. Assets we should explore for the economic strength and national security of America. Listen, one of the most important things we can do is combat China. I think Democrat and Republican administrations for many years, up until Trump, they were giving the store away to China. And President Trump was the first president in my lifetime to actually stand strong against China, stand strong against the intellectual property theft, other property theft, currency manipulation, and everything they were doing to steal jobs and take jobs from Ohio and from America. And I think when you look at the recent announcement with Intel making this $20 billion investment in Ohio, that is a direct result of President Trump's policies and strength vis-a-vis China. Probably have to go with the Hoosiers theme song. Hoosiers is one of my favorite movies, and I love the underdog, and I'd go with the Hoosiers theme song.